Hey guys, it's me, Vinny Lospinuso. I'm back with another vlog in regards but this one, after I did my Leroy Edwards one, I want to do another one on the NFL, and this has been on my radar for a bit now. Now, according to an article from Football Zebras, that's a website that usually talks about in-game officials and whatnot, they released a brand new article, while ago, which talked about the NFL is planning to get a game in Madrid, Spain by next year. And this would not reduce the number of international games we have. We currently have 5. We have 3 in London and 2 in either Frankfurt or Munich, Germany. The games in Mexico City are on pause at the moment because the city is working around try to make sure that the field is the best it possibly can for the World Cup in 2026. So at the moment, those games are on hold. But the UK and Germany is still going on, and we're probably going to be having a 6th game. I don't think they're going to take away a game from the UK or Germany, at least not that I know of. So they're going to go to an additional 6th game in Madrid, which would be the first increase since, I think, what was it, 2018 when they went to 2018 or 2017 when they increased the number from 4 games to 5 games. So they're looking to have a 6th game, that one being in Madrid, and it's going to be in 2024, which means it's going to be an even year. Now, why does that part matter? Well, the NFL announced that starting in 2022, they'd have an 8-year program in which there'd be at least 4 international games a year, and everyone would have to give up at least 1 home game up until 2029. That'd be the final year. So in 2022, you had the Saints, Packers, you had the Saints, Packers, Cardinals, and Saints, Packers, Cardinals, and the Buccaneers give up a game. The Jaguars already had their contract. That's its own independent thing, but still international series. So that's 5 for them. NFC, of course. This year, the Jaguars still have their 1. And there's also another one for the Bills, Titans, Ravens. Then you also, the Ravens are their overall team. So Bills, Titans, and then you have the Chiefs and the Patriots having a game in Germany. And of course, the Jaguars have one of their home games. They also have a road game against the Bills there, but still, that's an additional 5 games. So that's 8 teams, unless you count the Jaguars. And that's 9. Already off the table, which means NFC next year is going to give up the games, not including the Jaguars, obviously, again. But we got to also look at who is having the Spain as an international market. Now, some teams have claimed the UK, some teams have claimed Germany. Now, remember, any team can choose have as many countries as they want. Like the Saints chose France also. The Broncos have shown Mexico. The Falcons have chose Germany. Like, eventually, when they have games there, they will play games over there. And for some teams that haven't had a home game there yet, we've also seen instances like the Jets, who played one in 2021, and the Vikings, who played one in 2022, have road games over there. You'll see like the Bears, who have not played a game yet over there, so they could be interesting. Or the Niners, who haven't played a game there in 2013 against the Jaguars. So I think they'll eventually go back over there again. So the real question is, how do we whittle this down, and who's going to play the games in Madrid? Well, for the game in Madrid, there are 2 teams that have an international stake in an international market for Spain. Those are the Miami Dolphins and the Chicago Bears. As you know, 2024 NFC gets the extra home game. That means the Dolphins are off, and that means the Bears, more than likely than not, based on everything I've heard, are going to be playing a game in Spain in 2024. I have their schedule right here. Now, keep in mind, 3 out of the 17 matchups are determinant on where they're going to finish in the season. Like, you have the NFC South at home, NFC East on the road, and then an AFC East at home. The games that are not bound by anything, these are just listing the home games. You have the 3 against the ones in your division, of course, the Lions, Packers, and Vikings. You have the games against the and then you have the games against the division in your same conference, the intra-conference games, that being the Rams and the Seahawks, the Niners and Cardinals on the road. And then you have the interconference games that are predetermined. So you have at home against the Jaguars and Titans, and then on the road against the Texans and the Colts. But then as for those other three matchups, let's assume that the Bears finish in last place. That means the NFC East is probably going to go to either the Giants or the Commanders, so we could probably rule that out, especially as the road. So we want to really hone in on who these other two games could be. NFC South, right now it's looking like the Panthers will finish last place, but I personally can't see them having the Panthers there because the Panthers, from what I'm hearing, are probably going to be hosting a game in Germany, whether that's Munich or Frankfurt in 2024, based on all the buzz I've been hearing. And then the AFC East, it's really hard to say. I think it's probably either the Jets or the Patriots. Jets could happen. I mean, the Falcons are playing their second game in London in the last 3 years, so there's nothing against it. But I'm not too sure if the Jets want to have a game in Madrid because they seem really focused on London, especially as Woody Johnson was the ambassador of the UK. As for the Patriots, they're just going to be playing a game in Germany and Frankfurt this year, so I'm not sure if they want to play an additional game in back-to-back years in a different country, so I'm not sure about that one either. And, talk about the NFC South. There's the Buccaneers. That could be possible, but, they already have Germany as a market, and this wouldn't be the first time that a rematch in the International Series has happened. This happened a couple times. You had the Cardinals against the Niners 2 times in Mexico City, and then for this year, you're having a rematch of the Bills and the Jaguars. So we could potentially see a Buccaneers-Bears rematch, except instead of London, it would be Madrid, but I'm not really sure if that's possible or likely. And, the Saints, I'm not really sure. I mean, assuming the Saints finish in the last place, which I don't think they will. Same with the Falcons. I think they're going to play a game in Germany next year. Again, I don't think they're going to... I'm not sure if they will. Then again, the Falcons would be playing 3 international games in 4 years, so I think it could be possible that the Buccaneers play there, but again, I'm not too sure, unless they really want to grow themselves internationally. Again, like I said, the Panthers, I don't think you're going to see a team in more than one city in 1 year. Saints could possibly happen. The Saints were heavily rumored to be playing a game in Germany this year in Frankfurt against the Patriots, but that fell through. Also, the Bears were about to play against the Chiefs in Germany also, but that also fell through. So maybe you could have them face off. This is only if the Saints finish last in the division, and I feel pretty confident saying the Bears are going to finish last in the NFC North. But even then, I don't really know if I could really see it. And with the AFC East, it could be the Patriots, but I'm not entirely sure. Now, as for the other matchups, the divisional games against the Lions, Packers, Vikings, I don't see them giving up any of those games for an international market. They're just very long and historic that I doubt they'd want to give any of those up, especially against the Packers. That's just not going to happen. The Bears-Packers team will never be done outside of Chicago or Green Bay. Vikings, again, similar situation. I don't think they're going to give up a divisional matchup like that. The only times you've seen divisional matchups played in the international series have been AFC South matchups with the Jaguars, NFC South matchups, and the NFC West matchup that involves the Cardinals. Outside of that, we have not seen... Outside of that, in terms of the international series, we have not seen any of those games given up. So I highly doubt it would happen for the NFC North. A division with very, very long rivalries is that one. Then you also have the NFC West matchups here. The Rams is possible. They've dedicated themselves to Mexico, New Zealand, China, and Australia. So it's definitely possible for the Rams. Even though they're in Los Angeles, they don't get a lot of fan support from their hometown. And for the Bears, I'm not sure if it's going to get a really large attention from them. So it's possible it could be them. Seahawks, they played in Germany in 2022. So they could very well play in back-to-back in like another even year. They only claimed Canada as a market, so this very well could potentially be for them. But I would say the Rams might be a bit more likely if I were to choose between the two. That being said, the Rams could potentially be a playoff team, and the Seahawks could too, so I'm not too sure. Jaguars, they chose the UK and Ireland as their markets. I'm not really sure if they want to give that go to another country. And even then, I don't think they're going to do it in the same year as they do their UK games. Titans, they already have given up a home game this year. It's going to be a game against the Ravens, a bit of an interdivision rivalry game, so I'm not sure. And again, like I said, NFC South, it really depends on the matchup, and AFC East depends on the matchup. So if I were to make my prediction, it's very, very early, so anything could change. I personally think that the matchup that you're going to see in Madrid, Germany, will be the Chicago Bears hosting the Los Angeles Rams. An LA versus Chicago matchup in Spain. I know it sounds weird, but the Rams have played games internationally before. They played in 2012 against the Patriots in London, against the Giants in 2016 in London, against the Cardinals also in London in 2017. They were going to have their game against the Chiefs in Mexico City, but that got canceled, and that got moved to LA. And then in 2019, their latest game in London, which came against the Bengals, which ended up being a Super Bowl preview 2 years later. I guess I could see the Rams and the Bears, but even then, that feels a little weird because it is Los Angeles and Chicago. But Seahawks could potentially happen. But I would probably say, gun to my head, Rams. Could be different. It could be a different team that I didn't mention. It could be you could see a team like the Jaguars or the Panthers or the Falcons play in two different countries in the same year. I doubt it would happen, but anything's possible. And for the AFC East, assuming it's the Jets, I guess anything's possible. Right now, I'm going to say that you're going to see the Rams against the Bears in Spain in 2024. And will they increase the number of games? I don't really think so. I think they're going to stick with one, and if anything, they'd probably increase the number of games in Germany. But that's just my thoughts. What do you have to say? Let me know in the comments below. If the Bears play in Madrid, which of those games did I mention you think are the most likely? Let me know in the comments below and let me know. As always, if you like what you want to see or want to see more, hit like and subscribe to Zennie62 Media. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.